Hi Interior, I'm Freddie and I'm the founder of Freddie's Flowers.
And I'm Sophie and I'm an interior designer. Come on in. We moved from Brixton up here to Kensal Rise about 4 or 5 years ago. We've got lots of friends and family in the area, so it seemed like the perfect place to come to. When we were looking for a house, we wanted to find somewhere that we could make really open plan, because we had 2 small children, and if we were just the 2 of us, we probably wouldn't have done that, but we wanted to be able to not be on top of them, but kind of be aware of where they are and not feel sort of nervous about what was going on. So we just wanted to create the feeling of lots of space. So we widened the other side of this room. We've widened the wall so that there's no corridor in the hallway, and we brought it into this room so it just feels very long and wide.
This is our sitting room, which we absolutely love, and I suppose things that I really like especially. This is a tulip vase, which I bought in a market in Italy, in a market called Arezzo Market, which is a huge antiques market, which I absolutely love. Then actually this is kind of cool. This is made by my cousin, and it's just quite a fun little vessel. Alice Garland, she's called, and I love that.
I love this cabinet that I picked up at Kempton Market. Just really nice to have kind of old vintagey things in the house. They just make the house feel like it's kind of been added to a bit over time, rather than just buying everything and plonking it in. This is an ottoman that I had made in a leopard print fabric that actually my mum had for years, and so I just took it off her and covered the ottoman in it. But I love leopard print, so you'll see it kind of dotted throughout the house. Art is quite a big thing for us, so we've got lots of it that we've been lucky. We've inherited it, we've been given it for wedding presents, we've found it ourselves, and my godfather's a really great photographer, and so we've got lots of his photos from his travels, mainly in India, darted all around the house. So these are just lovely because they give quite different colours into the room.
Christmas decorations go up pretty early in December. We both love Christmas, and it is obviously a good time to be very very floral, but also quite over the top. So usually we'd have a big sort of garland that goes all along this fireplace. This year I'm definitely going to do one that goes down to the ground and have something really quite huge. So very excited about that. Then multiple fairy lights throughout the house. I think that's quite fun. A Christmas tree then we would have here, which looks nice. And then, yeah, actually that's pretty much the extent of it for this room.
So in here, I love these chairs that we had made. This is one of my favourite fabrics. It's Kit Kemp for Christopher Farr. They're very big, comfy chairs, so it's just like quite a nice sitting area in between that sitting area and the kitchen.
And what I love about this room, I think the bookcase is so cool. We had that bespokely built, and it just looks fantastic, so I love that.
And then we just thought it would be really fun to have a bright colour in the back, just to give it a bit of bang.
Yeah.
So in this room, actually, when we bought the house, it was all on one level. So it was quite a lot higher, this floor. And then there was a big drop down to the garden. So the first thing we decided to do was lower this wall, so we have much higher ceilings, and then make this quite big staircase going down into the kitchen. And it just means just like the kids kind of can drive around their cars in the kitchen, which is nice for them. And there's just, yeah, it just feels very open and nice.
So actually the first thing we bought for the house was this amazing table, because it just fits the shape of this room so well. It is from Vinteria, which is great, but we love it, and it looks really wonderful.
My favourite thing is this sculpture. I actually think it's probably my favourite thing in the house. It's by my aunt, who's an artist called Edwina Sands, and there's lots of paintings by her around the house, but this is just, I just love it. I love it in the centre of the table. It's quite a nice focal point. Yeah.
Really enjoy hosting and have lots of people around for dinner and lunch and things like that.
We got a big table when we moved in from Gooby, And then these chairs are vintage chairs that we found. We spent ages looking, and these were in such great condition and just so, I mean, they were the same price as if we'd gone out and bought brand new chairs, but they just feel a lot nicer made. And yeah, I think they really add to the room. And then cushions on them are from the fabrics from Howe, London. We actually quite recently added this mural either side of the oven by an artist that we know called Eliza Downs, who's so talented, and she's done other murals for me, but this one, we just wanted to fill it with some kind of fun pattern.
So I think on this island, it looks really great having lots of different sort of sized bowls, and I've certainly collected quite a lot of them because of the flower frog arrangements that I do. So these are great to put in the middle of the table to arrange some flowers into. This one is Patina Ceramica. This one is by Feldspar, which are really lovely. This is a Henry Holland, sort of slightly taller one, which is kind of cool, nice gingham pattern. This one's actually, well, we bought this very recently from Morocco, and it's by a brand called LRNCE, or perhaps Lawrence. The designer is Lawrence, and it's hand painted, and I really love that one. So yeah, these are great, and I think they're really good. Yeah. As we lead into the colder months, I suppose usually when it's warmer, we'd have all of those back doors kind of wide open, and that's really nice because then you get obviously all of the outside. Evidently now it's a bit colder, so I suppose we just spend a bit more time kind of over in the sitting room, and yeah, we're just inside. So things like colours change quite a lot more. So the flowers that we have in the house, which we always do, get much more autumnal colours, and I find that makes quite a big difference to the overall ambience of the house.
So this stairway, actually, we originally painted it all dark green. It was too dark. So we went back to like an off-white and bought this very nice green wool runner to go up the stairs, and it goes the whole way up the house. And then on the stairs are lots of oil paintings you'll see, which are by my dad. So it's lovely. I've got all of his all in the same place. So yeah, pass it every day. We are in our son Jesse's bedroom. He is 7. We've quite recently redone it when he got a bit older and got him a bunk bed. And we've got lots of stuff that I love in here. Another painting, massive painting from my aunt. Really recently we got this desk from Vinteria, and it is an old Ministry of Defence desk, which is quite fun. And then a vintage chair, also painted it and then recovered it in a Kit Kemp fun fabric.
Nice quilt by my mum down here. She made that, which is very nice and just very bright and colourful.
Another piece that we bought on Vinteria was black. We repainted it a couple of different blues. Really nice to add vintage to a space because it's just so nice not having everything brand new. Everything therefore has a little bit of a story. It feels that you've added to a space over time rather than you've moved in, gone to a shop, bought everything new, and it's all come fun. And Jessie finds it really fun that was somewhere else. I think it also means that you end up with pieces from different eras, being it like modern new pieces or older antique and vintage pieces. It just means that it's a very eclectic mix of things in a room, which I personally think is really lovely and interesting. So in here is our bedroom. Got this actually for £50 at an auction house when we were on holiday in Suffolk. We just drove past and saw it. And then we recovered it in this Schumacher dragon print fabric, which I think is pretty cool, quite dramatic for the bedroom.
This painting is, I think, absolutely perfect for in here. Comes from a friend of ours called Blue Shop Gallery, and the black and white I think works really well with all the other colours in here.
It was actually quite hard. We found it quite hard to find a piece that was the right shape and size to go above the bed. So we were pretty pleased when we managed to find that. Here, this we've had for such a long time. It was, again, like a vintage piece we found. I think it was £50. And I really wanted a red lacquer table. And I just went online to loads of vintage sites and found this pretty quickly, actually. We've got a Matilda Gold lamp, which was bought for us for a wedding present with a shade made in Joseph Frank fabric. Colour in here is one of the things I like the most. It's setting plaster and it seems to sort of change colour depending on what time of day it is. So it can genuinely look quite yellow at some points, which is
pretty magical, I think.
This is our bathroom, which leads on from our bedroom. This was actually the first thing that we changed, and this used to be a spare bedroom. And so we got rid of the entrance from the hallway and we knocked through to make these double doors. And then we filled it with this really beautiful wallpaper from Common Room. I always think it's quite cozy to have a wallpaper in a bathroom. It makes it feel a little less clinical. Bath in Red Earth from Farrow & Ball. And then the most recent thing actually we did here was add these very long curtains, because before they were just open shelves, and now it's a little bit more peaceful when you walk through.
So this is our old daughter Sadie's bedroom.
Yeah, we recently actually redid it when she came out of a cot. So we built this bed in just to give ourselves a bit more space in quite a small room. We built the bed in with a wardrobe at the end, and it's got this really cute little cubby hole here for her books and her toys. Got this vintage rug from a market, also two other vintage pieces, a little desk and a chair.
My offering here is some dried flowers. Very nice.
Yeah, it just feels like a very cozy, sweet room, painted in Celadon from Edward Bulmer. And we added these, which I love, these lion handles to her wardrobe, and then underneath it's actually a mattress that pulls out, so when she has her first sleepover. Thanks for coming, Interior. We've loved showing you around.
Hope you loved our home, and see you soon.